Ladies and gentlemen, this is Coda Jacobs, the crusader and visionary behind a brighter future in wrestling. If you're an honorable and noble public servant like myself, you are listening to the Game Changer Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Nate the Great!
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. You've been searching in the dark, sweat soaking through the floor. And buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. Your fever dream, can't you see, getting closer. Just surrender, cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooding open. It's the bleacher and the pulpit and your blind devotion. There's something breaking at the brink of every wall that's holding all that you know. So tell me, do you wanna go where it's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night? Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. Colossal.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the best interview ever. My name is NateFNGreat. I am your host here. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been dropping hints for weeks. I have been people giving me suggestions, giving me ideas, giving me some predictions on who this guest is. Some people have maybe thought it was an export from Wisconsin. It could it be Swoggle? Could it be Mr. Kennedy? Anderson, something like that. Could it be a hardcore legend, bang bang, in Mick Foley? Could it be a huge star, possibly the Ayatollah of rock and rolla, Le Champion, the demigod, Chris Jericho? Could it be somebody huge, like my all-time favorite wrestler, the great one, the one that asks and lets you know if you smell what The Rock is cooking? Dwayne Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very proud to say that it is somebody who is better than every single one of them. He is somebody who has worked with WWE, somebody who is a premier, elite athlete. He's somebody who's made a huge impact on the wrestling community, the wrestling world. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the reigning, defending, undisputed champion. He is me, Nate the effin' Great. So many of you, I can tell, are already just hitting the comment buttons. So many dislikes on this, saying, you lied to us. We wanted it to be blah, 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 blah. The fact is, every single one of those statements that I've said are pure facts. I have worked with the WWE. I am a premier, a one-of-a-kind elite wrestler. And I have definitely made an impact on the community and on the wrestling world. And there is not an argument that anyone can make about that. So the question is, what am I going to be doing here? Am I just going to be doing a little Q&A with myself? No. That would just seem too silly. Am I going to be just riffing about wrestling content and maybe about how some places like a world of entertainment is sucking, how an elite form definitely has some issues of their own, or why I'm not able to watch an impactful show on a regular basis. No. Instead, I'm going to tell people a little story about the rise of NateFNGreat. You see, a year ago, I was introduced to the wrestling show, and there was one person in that entire group that caught my eye, and that was Matt Jones, the Jedi. He was the one who seemingly transcended everyone else in this wrestling show. He had these special moves, special powers. He was this piece of garbage that I looked at and I thought, he is not somebody that I want in my wrestling. So I brought it upon myself to visit the wrestling show. Now you see, we had originally had a matchup set up for a little bit earlier last year, but fortunately due to the pandemic and a lot of the restrictions, it was not able to happen. And I definitely did let the higher power know that it was not going to happen, and they were more than happy to accommodate me with that. But you see, Matt Jones saw it differently. He saw it as an opportunity to spit in my face. He likes to make it seem like, oh, well, he cowered. He forfeited the matchup. He blah, 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 blah. He's nothing more than a yellow spine, gutless, blah, 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 blah. He'll twist any words to make his narrative work. The fact is, when I came, and when I finally saw him face to face, he was not ready for me. Because I defeated him soundly. 1, 2, 3. And I was ready to just go out and just show everybody that I was the next big thing in the wrestling show. Unfortunately, due to an injury, it set me back. And then I just decided, you know what? Maybe I just had a big head. Maybe I just had a little bit of a ego to me. So I tried doing what the fans would want. They'd want me to get along with everyone. They'd want me to work with somebody. They'd want me to, more than likely, see past the issues that I had with Matt Jones. And how did that work out for me? Well, I had Mikey as a partner who stabbed me in the back and cost me a shot at the duo's titles. I had an unfair match that was created by then champion Kate Jones, who decided to have Matt Jones be my partner and left me high and dry after that, during that match. Again, costing me another opportunity at greatness. So, the thing is, I couldn't just whine and complain. No. You see, I found out that the best way to get what I wanted was to just do something that every boss and every person loves. And that was an ass kisser. So I played the ass kisser card to Kate Jones. And eventually, she got me into the gauntlet match. More importantly, she got me in the ring with Matt Jones. And while Matt Jones may have eliminated me from that gauntlet, I only returned the favor, and I made sure that his reawakening book was open. I made sure that it was going to be me and him, one-on-one. And in 3 stages of hell, not only did I defeat him soundly, but I introduced the wrestling world to 2 people that I would trust with my own life. That being Chaos and Mr. Z, both veterans of Wisconsin. Both guys who were more than happy to assist me in becoming something more than just a face. Something more than just a name that's on a catchy t-shirt. We became a force to be reckoned with, because the Ministry of Greatness was born at Reawakening. And from there, we started our mission to ensure that we eradicated every single negative aspect of the wrestling show. Now, there were some bumps, but those bumps were minor. The fact of the matter is, I was able to outsmart Matt Jones again and become the first ever Rockford Screw City champion. And that's a big pill that they're going to have to swallow, is that their first champion was a guy from Wisconsin. And it's something beautiful, I will tell you that. Now, this was going to be my triumphant moment, where I would then be guaranteed a match against the Galactic Champion at the time, Ralphie. And trust me, I'll get to Ralphie in just a minute. Ralphie and I were set to battle at YouTube Mania 4. We had a contract signed and everything. But you see, during this time, Matt Jones continued to bully his way into that main event. He bullied Ralphie to the point where he forced Ralphie to put his title on the line, and somehow, via a fluke, stole the Galactic title from Ralphie. Now, Ralphie and I might not always see eye to eye, but one thing I can say is that I respect the man for being a man of his word, but I can also respect the fact that he and I have a common enemy. And that was my YouTube Mania 4 opponent, Matt Jones. The stage was set. Matt Jones versus NateFNGreat. And you see, I put my career on the line because I believe that that championship deserves all the prestige in the world. Unlike the so-called Jedi, who doesn't believe that he needs more prestige. He believes that the championship belt is going to bring him prestige. That's the only thing he cared about. So I had to make sure that I was walking out as Galactic Champion. After a little bit of a conversation from Wyatt, ensuring that my boys made sure that it was a good, fair one-on-one match, I was going in to YouTube Mania 4 with the biggest chip on my shoulder. You see, my boys, they took care of Kate. And for those of you that are saying, but you're the one who separated her shoulder. It was an accident. You see, I was just trying to help her down the ring, and then she slipped. She hit the ring post. There's no evidence that shows that I pushed her or anything like that. She's making it up. Fact is, she hurt herself. She needs to know that wrestling, you're going to get hurt. And these things happen. So, with Kate being out of the way, it worked out nicely. All that was left for me to do was defeat Matt Jones. And I damn sure did. Soundly, single-handedly, on an even playing field. I beat Matt. And I became the Galactic Champion. And you see, I ensured that there was not going to be any more problems. Of course, problems, I mean liabilities. And that's why I had to fire Aiden Jones at YouTube Mania 4. Would I do it again? You're damn right I would have. So now, apparently I'm painted as this bad guy because I brought so many championships to a high prestige that I'm the enemy. I did what I did to the Screw City title because not only did I feel like Rockford didn't appreciate me, but I was just returning the favor of how I felt about them. It's not one of those things that was personal. It was just something that I felt needed to be addressed. I not only addressed it, but I took care of the problem. And now I am your galactic champion, and I am damn proud of it. Now, I know that there's a lot of people that have been vocal about it, mainly one JB. You see, JB, you've been challenging my guys and me to a match. You want to just take us down one by one. You even want a title match, which is weird to me, but it's whatever. You're obviously dealing with a lot of issues, I guess. But here's the thing about it, is that I could give you that match, and I could let you just take all that anger and frustration out. But the thing is, you may be an original here on the wrestling show, but that doesn't mean anything when you're a loser the present day. See, the fact of the matter is, I've called you Matt Jones' little puppy. I have basically said that you're just a pawn of his. And that's always going to happen. You're always going to be the first man to bend on your hands and knees and kiss his ass, because you know that'll help you be relevant. So, here's a hard truth for you, my friend. You see, you will never fight me, because every time we fought, you've always lost. And there's one reason as to why that is. And I'm going to explain it to you in not one, not two, but 3 different languages. Why you are a loser and why you will never beat me is simple. It's because soy mejor que tú. It's because je suis mejor que toi. Simply put, let me explain it to everybody who doesn't have class and that are just little pea-brained people. It simply means it's because I'm better than you. And it's just a pure, hard fact. Now, I watched the Matt and Kate Jones Outliers deal that they had to say a few weeks ago. And I gotta say, it's one of those things where they said a lot of things. The main thing that stood out was that they were going to be like little crybabies, that they're going to just sit in the middle of the ring in episode 1, and they're going to sit there, and they're going to cry, and they're going to have a strike, and they're going to have we want our titles back. Oh, man, just give these guys pacifiers and somebody change their diapers. The fact is that I refuse to be bullied, and I refuse to be mistreated and disrespected by the likes of you. Matt, I've already laid down the law that you can't touch me unless we're involved in a match. Otherwise, you lose your opportunity to face me for the Galactic title again. I mean, it may even be one of the situations where I bring out more consequences. But we're not here to talk about laws and decrees. No. You see, I did that ruling because the fact is, I'm just protecting the wrestling show's best investment. And that's me. I'm not scared. I've beaten Matt Jones more times than I can count. Hell, honestly, I probably have one of the best records on the wrestling show. I've beaten just about everybody that I can beat. I'm going to continue doing that because that's what I love. Now, there is something that really caught my attention, and I'm going to address that right now. And it's something that came out of the mouth of babes. Not just babes, but the quote-unquote empire babe, if you will. So please indulge me, ladies and gentlemen, as we listen into this speech, this monologue, this dialogue from one Kate, the Empire Jones.
You know, Nate, I tried to be cool with you. I even tried to give you a title shot and a second chance when I was Galactic Champion. And now you've just ruined our entire kind of friendship. You have zero chance of ever joining the Force, okay? Never, ever will you be able to side with Matt Jones, Kate Jones.
I'll never join the Force. I'll never be a part of the Force. Oh man. Oh, that's rich. And that's also very heartbreaking, because that means I can't wear those nice robes that they wear. No? You mean I can't wave around one of those laser swords if I wanted to? No, I can't do that. You mean I can't use these mind powers that you supposedly have to take down my enemies or trick my enemies to do whatever they want? I want them to do something like that. Oh man. Oh, that is rich. That is rich. Now, a serious note. I don't give a shit about your Force. I don't give a shit about your outliers. I don't give a shit about either one of you. You see, Matt, you're a farce. You are a failure, and I prove that. YouTube Mania confirmed it. I'm not scared of you, and I'm damn sure not impressed by you. Not anymore. Because ratings already went up when we came and we changed the landscape of the wrestling show. And that's going to continue going forward. And now, I do want to address the final thing, which is Kate's little remark there about kinda friendship. She thinks that we were kinda friends. Kate, I'm going to tell you this one time, so you better take whatever little things that you have of those pretty ears, whether it's a headphones, whether it's just your husband's tongue, whatever it might be. Clear your ears and listen to me very carefully. I was never your friend. I used you. You were the pawn that I needed to get to Matt Jones. And you gave him to me. That was all I needed. So, you can spin this to any way that you want. The fact is, I win in the end. And the fact is that you can treat me and the ministry any way you like we're some poison that's being put into your entertaining show, that we're this black and white injection that's going to just kill the wrestling show, when in reality, we are the vaccine that's going to help the wrestling show. We are going to eradicate every single bad cell in the body of the wrestling show. And we're going to make it a better show than what it ever was before. Now, some people may not like these changes, but they'll get used to them. And they will see that we are here to not only bring justice to this show, but we're taking over because we can. No one is going to disrespect me, my men, my titles. No one is going to disrespect my show. The fact is, the mission is clear. Purge the negatives, exonerate the positives. Matt and Kate, you can sit and whine and complain all you want at the start of Season 8, the season of greatness, the season of Nate. But it's only going to get you so far. Actually, it's not even going to get you that far. I'll be honest, it's not going to get you anywhere. I'm not afraid of either of you. I'm not afraid of anyone. I am justice. I am the law. I am the one that oversees everything. And I am the one that will intervene whenever I see necessary. There is no one that is going to stop me, and no one's going to stop my mission. Not if your name is a Jones or a friend of the Joneses. No one is going to stop me, because I am your champion. I am the greater good. I am change. I am inevitable. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Game Changer Podcast. This has been the best interview you've ever heard, courtesy of the greatest galactic champion of all time, Nate the Effin' Great. For me, celebration of 1 month as champion. And I guarantee you that I'm going to go 100 days, 100 months, 100 years as champion. Because no one is taking this title from me. And there is no one who can stop me.